T-minus Blaster Rocket, when you're about to experience the long process of this being built. However, this is not a tutorial. I repeat, this is not a tutorial. It is in a tutorial format because originally it was going to be, but it turned into an episode of Tech Show where I suffer at trying to do anything. So please, if you're going to attempt this yourself, I will link a video in the description of how to actually build this, using a much more refined method that I've learned to do since building this. Rather than having to install the software yourself, I'm going to make a pre-made image of the software that you can just flash onto your SD card and be good to go after building the physical box. This is the story of me making that software. Enjoy. Hello everyone, I'm T-minus Blaster Rocket, and today I'll be doing a requested video on how you build this thing. In the recent interview that posted, which was actually filmed in January, because Laserhawk couldn't make a thumbnail, so I had to do it myself, long story. Yeah. So this is the portable little Game Boy I built for myself. It doesn't look like a Game Boy, it looks more like a Game Boy Advance, but you get the idea. Anyway, today I'll be showing you how you build this. You need the following. A case, because you don't want exposed circuitry. A Raspberry Pi, I recommend putting a heatsink on because, well, you're running games. And a Pi TFT display. Now I have a pretty small one here, but it gets the job done, especially for a portable unit which you could take on the go for, let's say, a competition. As far as the Pi goes, any Model 2 and up will work. I originally built this with a Model 2, however I've upgraded it to a heat-synced Model 3. They make the Model 4s now, which if you have one, I highly recommend using it over the 3, because it can run GameCube games, I think. But with this, you can only run up to N64 games, which is still pretty good. I mean, if I want to play GameCube games, I'll do it on a machine that can play GameCube games. You get the idea. Basically, I need to get that part, but we're now using a 3. But if you have a 4, as far as I'm aware, all the instructions still apply. Step 1. Case. Do use a case. If you want to use the Civic case, this comes in all the Cana kit, Raspberry Pi kits, so you'll get that with the heatsink too. This part you'll have to get separately. They make buildable ones, but if you go to like a Fry's Electronics, you'll usually find these by themselves, pre-built. Put the Pi in the case. This is pretty self-explanatory. As long as the case gives you access to the headers here, you're good. Anyway, I'm just gonna assemble this case. Pretty simple. Just kind of stick it on there. This is gonna be an episode of Tech Show because I'm not scripting it because I'm too lazy to do that. Yeah. That's not how that's supposed to work, but I guess I could do it this way. Let's see, now I just need to line this up. God, everyone who's actually probably assembled this case is probably like cringing in their seat. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do this properly. Step 1, do this. Step 2, do that. Damn, heatsink. Give me a second. Alright, I was saying step 2, just kind of line this up to the first couple of pins. You don't want to misalign this because you might fry the display, and then that sucks because you also get a new display. Quick question you might be asking, can I use a Pi Zero? If you've soldered on a header, then theoretically, yes, but it won't run very well. You'll be limited to very small games. Alright, and there, you built the hardware. Congratulations. Now, software. This is where the fun begins. They don't actually make pre-made images for this device because, well, it's a custom device. What do you expect? And by the way, if this is troubling your OCD, you're gonna have to live with it because, yeah, I just showed you it exists. If you happen to I got this a long time ago, I don't know where the buttons went, but if you have the buttons, I recommend soldering them on. Let's get you out of the way. Okay. A few things. 1, a method of writing a micro SD card. 2, well, this. And 3, by the way, the display part is actually, if you want to know the part, here it is. I'll probably link all the parts you're going to need in the description. You're also going to need some computer. Duh. And yeah, you're going to need a RetroPie images. Now this computer won't suffice because it doesn't have any method of directly writing a micro SD card, and I lost my adapter. So, 1 second. First for the easy part, and that is RetroPie. It's pretty simple. This is the primary software that'll be running your Pi. However, you'll need to install a driver to get it to work with the screen. But, by the way, if you just want to build a console, if you don't care about it being portable, then this will probably be the last step for you, and that'll be to download and install RetroPie. So, it appears not to support the Pi 4, so I lied. So I'm gonna put software has to support the Pi 4 manually now. The operating systems, this has an OS. And because of that, what I'll have to be doing actually is, in this case, I'll need to, I'll link a Pi 3 in the description instead of a Pi 4. Sorry for anyone who's hoping to run GameCube games. But, to be honest, I think that the 3 can technically run them, but you need to install Dolphin separately. I've heard it works okay, it's just, 4K. The Pi 4 does 4K, but, do you need a 4K? Here's the thing. Normally that would be an issue, but we're not driving even a 1080p display. The component that this uses is a 240p display, which is great for old games, because most old games, all Nintendo's consoles up to the Nintendo 64 ran in 240p. So you're actually running these games in their intended resolution on a smaller screen, which means it's denser and it's the right resolution, making it look incredibly good, making old games that look incredibly good on this display, because they'll run a native resolution. Anyway, no one wants to watch a download, so I'll do a time lapse. We're done. Now, didn't I remember when I said I don't have a method of directly writing a image? Hopefully, I won't have to. So, theoretically, I might be able to mount that image using a Linux image mounter and copy the files to the SD card, because, remember correctly, the Pi uses a spin-off of UEFI or something similar to it, so it doesn't actually boot a boot sector. Rather, it boots a boot file, which can simply be copied from my phone, which will make my life so much easier, as I don't have to go wipe some random micro SD card laying around. Which also means I can use one on bigger ones, and if that is the case, I'm going to be very happy. If that's not the case, I'm going to be slightly less happy. Oops, that's my Discord. Welcome to my incredibly organized God damn it. Welcome to my incredibly organized desktop. So I need a Linux image mounter. 1 second. Now, I'm going to skip the weird method I'm going to use, because I'm going to link a USB SD reader in the description. What you're going to do is you're going to look up a tutorial on how to write a Raspberry Pi image, write the image I just had you download, and come back whenever I cut. Here's a few seconds for you to do that. Yeah, download Etcher, and put the image in, etch it to the SD card, take it out, put it in your Pi, and join me in the next jump cut. Okay, so in case you weren't able to pull it off what I just told you to do, here's how you do it. Step 1, go to the internet. That wonderful, magical place that brought us coronavirus 5G rumors. And we want to type Etcher. Spelling is not required as long as you put SD card at the end. Now let's just assume that SD card's actually in this computer. Download this program. The program will have a prompt. You then would select the image. You then select the image you download from RetroPie, select the drive, and hit flash. Done. Okay, you have to download the program, but you get the idea. One more iteration for good measure. You download Blana Etcher. Etch the image to your SD card. Then go to the next jump cut. Now that you've used the SD card I've either linked or sacrificed one of your own, you'll now have a card you can put in the Pi. Now, if you've already assembled the Pi, which hopefully if you've actually been following through, you have, By the way, if you need to contact me, my email is in the thing, or you can find me on Discord, T-Buster Rocket. Hashtag 111111. If you're in a server with me, if you're not, well, good luck. Just email me. Last time I checked, key cards in the pie are spring loaded. They're not supposed to. Or is that just the. I forget if the 3 have a spring loaded SD slot or not. I guess not. I always remember the 3 having a spring loaded slot. Let me make sure my hardware's not broken. Simple test, make sure everything's working if I remember correctly. I'm going to use this in a while. And that is to just plug it in and see if the screen lights up, because that'll mean the GPU I/O is being accessed. Actually, to see if the thing turns green. We see green, means something's happening. Yep, so it's booting. Alright. If we see green, it means it was successful. Congratulations. I remember the screen lighting up. The fact the screen's lighting up is concerning me. One second. One reseat later. Once again, so I messed up lining the pins. I had it lined to pin. I had the pins one off. You need to make sure I'm touching the electrical conduit. Ooh, that actually feels kind of nice. This is very low voltage, so if you want to be a complete idiot, you can do this and it won't hurt you. It actually feels kind of nice. Either that or there's something very wrong with me. Now I feel my hair's a little raised. Anyway, yeah, make sure you line it up right. That's a little test you can do. Even if it doesn't have the SD card written, plug it in and see if the screen lights up. If it doesn't, try reseating it. Make sure pin 1 on the screen lines up to pin 1 on the Pi. Anyway, for the next step. The controller. I highly do not recommend. Well, actually, I do. If you do have the original game controllers, like I do here, or USB variants of them, try them out. But I don't recommend that. I recommend using a DualShock 2. These are perfect. If you have a USB version or an adapter, these pretty much will play any game you really want them to play. They play modern games, they play old games. I highly recommend a DualShock 2. Or 3. 2 and 3 work. 4 is weird. But the DualShock 2 and 3s are perfect for this kind of thing. The 3 is even better because it's already USB, but you know, 2 because retro. I need to locate some HDMI monitor, screen, whatever. Now the only one of those I currently have on me is this TV, which is connected to this Wii. So I'm just gonna yeet this cable out of here, stuff it in here. Because the screen, your miniature screen, as you saw, nothing was on it. Just just white, which means it's being powered and nothing else. Next, you want to plug in your power. By the way, if you got the Cana kit for the Pi 3, which is probably what I'll link because those are the easiest to work with. Then you already have the power, heatsink, and case. By the way, if you're using the Cana kit, which I linked, then you're gonna need to take off the top plate of the case. It's just a Pi air vent. It just pops right off, so you can put the screen on as a top plate. And if you're using the Cana kit, you won't have to assemble the case. By the way, if you're wondering, micro SD goes here. By the way, I recommend you watch the whole thing through before attempting this yourself instead of just Geronimo, because, like, this is the tech show, not a fully informative guide. Although this is kind of a hybrid, but, you know. This is a terrible idea to how I had these cables set up, but, you live, you learn. This is terrible. And my TV just lost power. Yes. Here we go. Alright. Well, this is a fire hazard. Get off component to HDMI, whatever the hell. HDMI 1. Okay. Now, if you've done everything correctly, you should see RetroPie pop up, as you did for a brief moment, and then it disappeared. That's inconvenient. Yeah? Eh. It froze. Okay. Note to self, do not hot plug your HDMI cables, I guess. I don't know. Let's try that again. Plug in the Pi. Focus the camera. Yeah, by the way, that rainbow thing's perfectly normal. It's supposed to happen. And your Pi should start up. And if you flash the image correctly, you'll see this RetroPie thing. Oh, by the way, you're going to need a USB keyboard, so might as well go get that. Yes, this does work as a game controller before you ask. Plug in the Pi. Don't tell me it crashed again. It crashed again. Alright, so just have your keyboard, HDMI, and power plugged in as you do this. If you see this LED, if you see that little icon, if you're running off batteries, that means you don't have enough power left, or there's just insufficient power. Now, that's not a great brick, so I'm not surprised, but we'll get the job done until we can hook up to a proper battery. This is supposed to happen, by the way. I growled because this is taking forever. That is a typical Linux boot screen. Finally! Alright. Hold the button. Press F4 to quit at any time. Just, I don't know, press enter. Hold the button on your keyboard. And go ahead and set up a keyboard. Up, down, left, right. Start, select. A, S, Q, W. 1, 2, 3, and tilde. Yeah, delete. Enter. Hold any button to scale. Okay, I understand. Now I'm going to do a whole lot of button holding. Could be missing these controls. And okay. I said okay. I said, oh yeah, I need to press the whatever I've defined as A, which A, B, X. Hello? Okay. Amiga, why am I in the Amiga emulator? Back, get out of here. Why am I in an Amiga emulator? What the heck's going on? No, get me out of here. What? Escape. That's an emulation station on the Wii. I'll be right back. After a restart and a lot of suffering, here it is. Here's RetroPie. Now, we're not actually going to use RetroPie right now. We don't need that. So press F4 once we bring you to this beautiful thing, which is called a Linux command prompt. Now, if you're scared to death, well, learn this. This is actually very handy to know. And I'm in the wrong orientation, aren't I? Yes, I am. Shit. To get RetroPie to load up, and you'll see a carousel. Press F4, which will bring you to this screen. And now from here, we need... I need instructions for this next bit. Give me this. From here, we need this, or some way of reading instructions, because I need my instructions for this bit. And we're going to need to set up. I'm going to be linking a bunch, since my tutorial isn't exactly a tutorial, it's just more of a build guide and a show off, more Linux type tipsy. I'm going to be linking tutorials on how to do each thing in the description, and they're going to be in chronological order, so you can just follow those. And if you want to actually build this, I'll just give you some links in the description. Parts followed by actual guides, so you can build this. Anyway, set up. P pi ft tro pi. Alright. Here it is. A psst setup. Alright. CD. I don't know why I was running this blank CD command, but okay, whatever. Curl. If you don't know what curl is, it's a download command. It essentially is direct. Think of it like you pressing a download link, but instead of using a browser, you're just doing it directly. Not sure. Oh, it does work with HTTPS. Okay, then I'll use that. This part's boring. Give me a second. Basically, just type this shit. This idiot that I've relived. I'm trying to download from the file from the internet when I forgot to enable the internet. I forgot to connect to Wi-Fi and tried to download a file off Wi-Fi. Jesus. Yeah, you're not the bigger idiot, Pat. I'll tell you that much. So here's what I'm going to do. Everything you're watching me do, I'm going to make irrelevant for you. When I get this done, I'm going to image my SD card. So all you have to do is build the physical product. All you have to do is build the physical device and image it. Just build that, which I highlighted how to do earlier in the video. And okay, so just build that and copy the image I'm going to put in the description. Just use Balana Etcher, which I'll link in the description, to put the image under your SD card, and that'll be it for you. Connected the Pi via Ethernet. This is starting to look ridiculous. I've connected the Pi via Ethernet, and this is starting to look ridiculous. Well, this is going to take 3 years to edit. Yeah, there's going to be a disclaimer in the beginning of the video, probably. There is. That will be just stating to read the instructions in the description for actually building this. Since I will eliminate most, because once I do this, I can just give you a pre-made image. So you have to do is build the physical. All you have to do is just build the box with the screen on it. And from there, you don't have to do anything else. Hopefully, this makes everyone's day a little bit easier. A lot of excruciating pain. I finally got that program to download and run. Which, this program simply downloads more programs. You want to do any of this, because what I'm going to do is basically, I'm going to extract the SD card and just give you a downloadable copy. So instead of etching RetroPie, you can just etch my SD, but my setup, which contains ready-made support for all of this and some ROMs. So I'm just going to make something that allows you to get up and running in about 2 seconds. I probably already explained this in the beginning of the video, but for me, I'm still filming it. And some of my videos are filmed backwards. Because in the beginning of the video, you'll probably see it already built. Actually, no, the version in the beginning, the first version in the beginning of the video that I already made has this pre-built, but the software isn't running. If you see the software running, it means I've filmed this backwards. I don't even know anymore. Settings take effect on next reboot. Okay. And if everything goes to plan, then this thing will boot up on the Pi screen. I might have it upside down. Please change the computer screen resolution. The screen is blacked, which means it's been accessed. It's black and on. That's a good sign. That's a really good sign. There we go. Okay. That's good. That's really good. Emulation station. And yep. Alright. You've finally come very far, my friends. This is the device running. Now we can unplug all of our fancy displays and keyboards, because it's ready for ROMs. Now, ROMs on RetroPie are special, because you don't install them by simply, you don't have to drag into your SD card. You use a USB flash drive for installing ROMs. So, I'll try to explain this as best as I can. Yeah, I'm just gonna make a separate video for actually on how to make this. But like, this is just gonna be my video of me building it by myself, because it's been years. So first we're gonna boot up with no controller, so I can actually reset the controller settings for something smaller, like this PlayStation controller. Alright, we're gonna have it boot up. We are sadly, I believe, suffering from the upside down display issue, but I personally like it better this way. And we should see RetroPie up here. This is second boot. This is kind of important if this works. Camera's on 5% battery. So better wrap this part of the video up. Ah, there we go. Shit, okay. Problem is the new controller isn't initializing. I'm trying to reset the controller settings, nothing happens, which is a problem. Alright, menu. Configure input. The problem is whenever I attempt to configure the input, or run any kind of settings for that matter, it just... Ah, okay, now we're in business. I simply pressed A. So this one, because we're using a Pi 3 and not a Pi 2, we have some more options, like Wi-Fi. We want controller settings, which are hard to show on camera because of how small the screen is. That's just where I was. Whenever I use configure input, nothing happened. None of the configuration editor options are working. I'm sure running RetroPie setup, I get this same damn... Don't tell me all the settings are... It's broken. Under voltage detected. Do I need a higher voltage for this to work? So I'm an idiot. Closing the start, hitting the start key will also close down the start menu in addition to open it. I was trying to press start. I was trying to use start as an A button, which is why it kept not working. Anyway, so if you want to set it up using my pre-made image, what you need to do is plug in a USB keyboard, hit enter, go down to configure input, press A, use the arrow keys to select yes. Oh no, use the arrow key to select S, hit A on yes, and now hold the button, plug in the controller you actually want to use. For example, this PS2 controller, or this knockoff PS2 controller. Hold down whatever button, hold down a button, and now simply assign the controls. So I'm an idiot. Closing the start, hitting the start key will also close down the start menu in addition to open it. I was trying to press start. I was trying to use start as an A button, which is why it kept not working. Anyway, so if you want to set it up using my pre-made image, what you need to do is plug in a USB keyboard, hit enter, go down to configure input, press A, use the arrow keys to select yes. Oh no, use the arrow key to select S, hit A on yes, and now hold the button, plug in the controller you actually want to use. For example, this PS2 controller, or this knockoff PS2 controller. Hold down whatever button, hold down a button, and now simply assign the controls. Now, after all this pain and suffering and pain and suffering and pain, here it is. You might notice we don't have any games. I need to be correct. So, what does that mean, you might ask? This is the touchscreen, by the way, but unless you're using Amiga, which seems to be pre-installed, not gonna get that. We're gonna put some games on here, and I'll show you how to do that. The important part is as follows. Before doing anything, actually no, after you're done with everything, plug in the USB drive, and it's gonna start blinking. Now what you want to do is just let it do that. Just give it a few minutes. Yeah. Now if you don't have a blinky USB drive, then just wait like 3 minutes and come back to this. If you have a blinking, but if your USB drive has a light on it anywhere, see if that light blinks. If it doesn't blink at all when you insert it, that means you did something wrong, or it doesn't work. Or no, the flash drive works. Just the light doesn't work if it just stays on. But if there's a light, your flash drive should immediately start blinking when you plug it in. And if it starts blinking, then you just gotta wait. Actually, you've gotta wait. You've always gotta. God damn it! This isn't a tutorial. Off-camera work, pain, suffering again. Here it is. A portable game console. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to escape to the home menu. Let me just reboot it very quick to get it out of Mario. Just wiggle that power cable because it's kind of broken. And it'll go white. It'll go black. Yeah, I have a funny idea what I'm going to call this. Rocket tries to teach you something. Tech Showed Season 2, Episode 1, Rocket tries to teach you something. And then the description will be something like, Rocket tries to share his ways with you, but then realizes his ways never work. Or it's like, Rocket tries to share his ways with you, then realize, but the knowledge shows him it should never be. No. The Rocket tries to share his ways with you, but it nearly drives him mad. Okay, so it's booting up. Linux stream that makes everyone afraid. Emulation station. And I've got an NES game. I got a single game loaded on here. A single game. And that's Mario. But yeah, it's done.